All right. So there's a story in the Bible about a man who had a connection to God. The symbol of that connection was his hair. And the day that his hair was cut, the day that he lost his hair, was the day that he lost his connection with God. That story, if you've never heard it before, is the story of Delilah and Samson. I bring that up because the history of men with their hair has been a tumultuous one. I know there have been some, I guess you could call them improvements made recently in technology and surgical things that can be done now. Some can still go horribly wrong, but I want to talk about this because, well, something that I'm also going through also. It's one of those things that can be looked at as a gift and a curse. So if you just watch a series called Monk, he used to say that uh, his quirk, the thing that made him able to like solve cases and stuff, he used to say it's a gift and a curse. I think in its broadest sense, the hairline that men get is both a gift and a curse. It's a symbol of your lineage, typically. It's inherited from your father. Like some people inherit land and other valuables, stuff from their parents. One of the things that comes along with that is the hairline. So if you're, let's say, younger and you want to know where your hairline may end up in a few years, if you have your father around or your grandfather, you can look at them. It's not a straight indication that you will end up with the same hairline or similar, pattern baldness if they're experiencing that. Or it may not be the case where if they have a good healthy hairline into their older years, that you'll have the same situation occurring also. It's kind of the luck of the draw, because how it typically works is you can either get it from your father, your grandfather, from your father's side, or your grandfather on your mother's side. So if you don't know that side of the family, or if you never met your you know uh, grandfather on that side, there's a chance that you could experience his legacy, or his inheritance for you will be your hairline. So a good example of this, typically we look at a guy like Vegeta. You see that Trunks, his son. All right, hold on. Trunks. This is anime, but still. Um, so there's this image that floated around the internet for a good little while, of Trunks. This is fan made, but it's Trunks, seeing Vegeta's hairline show up, father son relation and all that. But this never really happens in the show because I guess you could say he inherits his mother's side of genes from her maternal grandfather, his grandfather on his mother's side. So I guess he's lucky in that regard. Or could be a case where he maybe used the same money that they're the richest family in the world, so they could also have used the technology to help him out a bit. Who knows? But the last time I made a video on hair related stuff, it was talking about the wigs and stuff that now exists. That was on the 1st of November that I made that video. But that's not like the first video that I made, because I actually made a couple others. So I don't know if you remember the guy that got in trouble because he not necessarily lied about his hairline, but he did some questionable marketing that kind of backfired in a sense, and he lost a lot of the uh, points in the court of public opinion. But I've made a couple other videos here related also, and I don't know. I decided I wanted to make this video because this is an issue that at some point in your life you'll have to deal with, whether it's a case of the male pattern baldness, where it's like just it's like how his hair, how the sides here kinda I don't know if you can see it, but how the sides here are kinda fading out. So yeah, some people that have that type. You have some that they lose like the top part just starts thinning and then it kind of stops. You have some that lose the whole middle. You have some that start losing the hair like as early as like their early 20s. Sometimes it can be stress related. Sometimes it's a mix of the um, diet and other life factors can also impact it too if you have prone to alopecia. But they decided is that um, why we see now the male wig industry and surgery is getting so popular now is because just like in the day of Samson, there was a lot of the strength of a man is tied in his hair symbolically. So um, uh, typically it's referred to as a healthy head of hair. Not that some men can't go bald and still exude that confidence, but the hair of a man it's tied to confidence. For a lot of men, it's tied to youth. Also, it's tied to um, potential dating pool opportunities because some women do not fancy men that are bald and or balding or there's a lot of and I think what to do there's so many ways that it can appear, so it's not like a case of one. If it was just like a one way that all men kind of had it, but it's kind of luck of the draw because as I say, you can look at your father and grandfather on your father or maybe mother's side, and you'll maybe see how you'll get affected, maybe. But you'll never know until it actually starts happening. Then you'll kind of have a better understanding of where it could go from there. There are channels now on YouTube that are dedicated to the hair loss. On TikTok, I more see channels that are dedicated to restoration. The channels on YouTube are more like, well, that's what I type in, but you'll see more like the acceptance of balding and going like fully bald and just learning to live with it, accepting self. Because that was also a part of the issue too with this. With the advent of technology and everything, a lot of the issue that comes in is that people have a really hard time accepting themselves. So I'm not talking from a place of superiority or saying that I myself don't struggle with that at times, because I do. But society has been geared in such a way, especially with social media being what it is, that everybody wants to look a certain way or carry themselves a certain way or have a certain appeal, and the genetic lottery in most times that is thrusted upon a lot of men puts them out of the running for a lot of opportunities. So it's not just the hair thing. Sometimes it's a height thing. But that's a whole other video. But yeah, so there are many different ways that life can just spiral. And this is one of those things that I'm kind of um, sad in a sense that we don't really talk about this more, about the impact of hair loss, especially on the younger generation that have grown up kind of a lot more sheltered, um, and having them kind of understand that it's a part of growing older and learning to accept yourself as is, and well, even growing to overcome these challenges that is a part of being a man, right? Learning to accept whatever life gives you and becoming better because of it. But um, well, I guess we'll see how the next few years progress. I don't see it getting better. We have had the Hair Club for Men for many years. You had toupees, and now it's evolved into the shapeable um, wig thing that's now on. But yeah, done yapping about this now, I suppose. I guess we'll talk about something else some other time. Alright, that's the video.